Good afternoon. All right, so we just got our paperwork done, and we're going to start. We'll start with your primary issue. So if I could have you laying on your back with your knees bent, please.
This way?
Oh, actually put your head down on this end, please. All right, comfortable?
You might want to reposition your camera.
Thank you.
Look who's laying. Hi, baby. Don't scratch me. Don't
Just
scratch.
blow in her face if she's poopy. Okay, so I'm going to sit on the other side of you so I can see your right leg a little bit better. So let's have a look at how you're moving. I'm going to watch you're moving, and we're going to try some different positions while I kind of watch and take in. I want you to just do it normally without,
Do what?
when I ask you to do a certain movement, to just do it without thinking or changing anything, just natural, just how you would normally do it. So let's, I'm going to just demonstrate marching. So you're laying on your back, and I want you to lift your right leg up till your shin is parallel with the sky,
Okay.
and then lift the left leg up. And if you could just do it slowly and just repeat right, left, until I'll let you know.
Ready?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Right.
Yep.
Left.
Excellent.
Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left.
All right, take a break and just relax. So I'd like you to just work with the left leg next, and not bring it as high. Let's go with maybe halfway to start, and we'll see what that looks like.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, wherever you are. So again, yep. Can you slide you can relax your foot and take your right hand, and just with your fingertips slide them underneath your right hip. Doesn't have to be very far. Can you go palm up? And a little bit, not like just so your fingertips are under. There you go. A little bit, not quite as far in. To your underneath your hip. Let's go with on the side of the hip actually. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, and then lift the left leg. Can you feel what's going on the right hip when your left leg moves?
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel on the right?
When my leg starts to lift, I
Yep.
feel it seems like the whole pelvis floor shifts over to the left.
Okay. So what do you feel on the back of the right hip? Pelvic floor, okay.
So the gluteus goes away from my fingers. In other words, when I lift the leg, the gluteus goes away from the fingers going up towards the ceiling.
Okay, so it goes that direction? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm seeing the same thing. So it's kind of like the glutes lift off the mat.
Correct.
All right, so This is similar to what we saw last time when we looked at this, right? So let's put a block under this foot. And then do the same movement, but starting from on the block.
You want the left leg only.
Correct.
Halfway up or
Correct.
like that?
Yep.
Not as much. It's only slight on the gluteus, lifting up off the fingertips.
Okay.
It's an improvement.
So less lift. Less lift of the right hip. And what if we put another block underneath that foot, thank you, and do the exact same motion? So it'll be an even smaller range of motion, right? Because we've added so much block.
Yeah, it's much less.
Okay. Okay, so let's do the same motion, but before we do, I want you to take your right hand and place it kind of so half your palms on your rib cage and half your palms on your abdomen. So you can feel your ribs and your abdomen. And let's just do, really like the speed that you're moving your left leg at. So let's do the same range of motion, the same speed with that left leg. But I want you to just take your awareness to your right hand while you do that. And then we'll discuss it.
Okay, what I'm feeling is that it tends to shift from the right to the left, where my hand is. The whole rib cage probably is moving from the right to the left. So when I come up from this point up to here, it starts to move. When I bring it up to here, I can feel on this side, it's all the weight's on here.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Kind of like you had to pick a point in the middle of your cheek in the back. Like within the cheek. Where is it centered? Like is it high near your low back? Is it low near your thigh?
Low near the thigh.
Low, okay. And how does that compare the weight in the right leg?
The right leg is fine. It's just that it's what's going on in the the pelvic floor area.
Okay. What do you feel in the pelvic floor area?
Because the whole thing rotates. The whole thing shifts.
The pelvis as a whole?
Yes.
Yes.
That carries the whole serratus anterior, rib cage,
Right.
from the back to the front. So there's definitely misfirings there.
All right, so let me just watch that again. Nope,
So both okay. Both buttocks are firmly planted evenly on the ground.
correct.
As soon as this begins to come up, I'm shifting the weight into the right leg as the left leg is beginning to come up.
Yep. Okay. I totally. That's what you feel. You feel the weight shifting.
Oh,
to the right.
definitely.
Okay, so I want us to try something a little bit different in that I want your foot to kind of go even more so in slow motion, and I want you to drag it off the block really slowly. Like drag so your toes kind of get left behind. And I want you to take your awareness to that shifting of the weight. And I want you to only slide your foot so far as the weight doesn't shift.
It's fine that way.
Okay, so you did not feel the shift in the weight.
No.
Great. So
position. Let me just do it one more time.
yep. Slow. Oh, I'm in the middle of the camera. Yep.
I don't feel a shift in anything.
That's fantastic. So when I use the term pure movement, it's like this left femur, your left upper leg bone is moving on its own. It's moving purely.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not taking the hip, the pelvis, or the rib cage with it. Like, well, it was like you said, it was turning to the right, right? So they weren't. That's exactly the range of motion. When you do your homework, I want you to try and remain in. I know it seems like a really tiny movement, but our goal is keep you in the range of pure movement to teach your body that I don't really need to use this to move this. So we're talking about using the muscles in your thigh and your hip flexors to move the leg, and then these guys over here don't get overworked because they really don't need them, right, to do that. But for some reason, and who knows what it is, the reason doesn't matter, you have this pattern of using that to help this. And if we can dismantle that by doing some exercises within this range where you don't show the compensation, your body starts to make that neuromuscular pattern.
Thank you.
Does that make sense? So perfect. Okay, so let's just do that a couple more times. So it's slow and steady, and it takes the mental focus. Like I can see you closing your eyes and going inside, and you're like, you're there, you're with it, you're feeling it. That's what I'm hoping you're doing.
That's how I concentrate.
So we're after quality here, not quantity.
Like nothing moves but the leg.
Right. And when you use the term moves, I also want you to think about, is anything bracing? Like bracing falls under moving as well. I don't see, when we've taken it down to this level, I don't see any bracing in your abdomen or your rib cage. But I did see some earlier when we were moving the leg at a larger range, and the hips and rib cage were involved. So this looks super calm around your abdomen.
It is calm.
So that's
is that number one exercise for the?
It will be your number one exercise.
A package just arrived.
Thanks. To move it into the house?
Oh, sure.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's steady Freddy. It's isolated, and it's just the leg.
Explain to me what you mean to me by the word steady.
In other words, the leg is steady. It's coming towards me, and it's having one line towards the torso.
Okay.
And it's not shifting anywhere.
Great. Okay.
It's what you call the pure movement.
That's what it feels like. Okay, I love it. I like your explanation of not shifting. I love getting the feedback and the descriptions from you on what you're feeling. I don't want to be putting words in your mouth. So that's why I'm asking you to explain the words you're using so I can really understand.
No problem.
I love it. The information is awesome. So let's try that now with coordinating it with the breath. So there's no wrong or right way to breathe. What I want you to be able to do is experiment with one movement being an inhale and the opposite movement being the exhale, or vice versa. You could inhale first or exhale first. I just want you to feel what feels good for you. When you coordinate the breath, you can try a couple times either way. You can play with it. I'm not saying you have to figure it out right now.
Okay, inhale coming towards the torso.
Okay, so when your hip flexes, you like to inhale. And you can, like I said, there's no wrong way or right way, but you can play with it and see what you like better, or if you think this is great and you're on your way and you just want to do it like this, that's awesome. And I like that you've kept your right hand on your rib cage to monitor what's going on. That's fabulous. Okay, now we've done a lot of that on this side, so let's go ahead and move the blocks and put them onto your right.
You want to start with the first one?
With one block?
One only, or you want to do?
You know, let's start with two.
Okay.
And then we'll see if we can. So again, we'll stick with a very small range of motion.
Okay, what's going on?
Hold on, let me watch. Don't say anything just yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I have to take it in. Sorry, I was fighting. I need a couple more of these, so just keep on going, please. All right. What are you feeling when you do that with your right?
When I lift the right leg, I feel a shift going from the left to the right, below the sacrum towards the thigh area, or just below the sacrum. And when I bring it down, it goes back to neutral. So in other words, the pelvis is rotating from the left to the right.
Okay.
Not massively, but
Nope.
enough to make a notice.
How does the left feel compared, or this right feel compared to the left?
Once we isolated the left leg with the two blocks, it felt just steady and everything was really good. In this case, where the right leg is, it comes up, it's not, it's kind of a continuum going from the hamstring into the buttocks, where I didn't feel that in the other leg. There's
And how would you describe that? I'm just going to watch from behind your head. Is it, if you had to put an adjective on what you're feeling from the hamstring to the butt, how would you describe it?
Well, first of all, I'm feeling a distribution of weight going from the left to the right, and it lands on the lower buttocks as the foot comes up.
Yeah.
And now the whole right, like I can feel my sacrum firmly planted on the right side.
Okay.
So it feels like there's an interplay between the leg itself going into the sacrum area.
Okay.
It's all working in unison, but it's not isolated.
All right. Can I see you do it 2 more times? Okay, and I want you to just pause with your foot on the block there, and when you do it, I'd like you to do it 2 more times with the awareness in your mind to your left thigh.
As in tightening
Or anything. Moving, shaking, tightening, lifting,
as
turning.
I lift this.
Correct.
I moved my leg in further.
Which
And
leg
now
did you move in?
I moved the left leg in further, the foot,
When the right leg moved or before you started?
before I
Oh,
started.
okay, I see. You moved the position of the foot.
Yes,
Okay.
towards my buttocks.
Yep.
And it feels different now. I don't feel this rotating,
Right. Okay.
the pelvis that is. I feel it's like the other one was.
Okay.
A pure movement.
And just take a break with your foot on the block there. So when I saw you put your foot down onto the block, did you feel anything after you placed your foot down?
Yes.
Kind of felt like there might be some bracing, or kind of looked like there was some bracing that let go after your foot landed on the block.
Okay, so keeping in
That's it.
mind there's a discrepancy of 3/8 of an inch on the right leg.
Yep.
Okay, so I think the feeling is a little bit different when as the foot starts to come up
Okay.
and I start to bring it down.
Okay.
When I brace it, the weight as it gets put onto the block
Mm-hmm.
brings this pelvis over slightly from the right to the left and stabilizes. It's a very minute adjustment.
Okay. Can I see you do it 2 more times? That looks awesome. Can you try combining it with your breath like we did last time? Have you already done that? Awesome. Were you able to coordinate the breath? Does it change anything or feel different in any way?
Not much of a change.
Okay. So I'll have this as part of your homework with the breath
And the 2 blocks.
and the 2 blocks on one leg at a time. And again, the quality versus quantity. Like if you feel like you're not doing them, do less correctly than doing more incorrectly. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And try and finish up, since we're working on like patterning, like getting the right pattern from your brain to the muscle, try and finish like your last rep on a really good one. Like on a, like you felt like
you got it.
yeah, like you got it. Try not to leave it on, oh, that really wasn't my best work, or like, so we want to reinforce the positive movement and leave on that positive note, like, oh, this feels like pure movement of my leg moving and the rest of me calm and relaxed, and the breath even relaxed.
Does this need an adjustment as far as what has been happening just for the slight change in the pelvic patterning, or is it fine?
That's a good question. You know what? I'll have you. I'll take the blocks out and I'll just check and see if your hips look. You don't mind if I touch your hips?
No.
All right. If you could just straighten out your legs.
And I just got an adjustment yesterday.
Oh, did you? From a chiropractor?
Yeah, in Palm Beach. He's really good. Oh my God, he had an awesome table.
Oh. Just feet totally relaxed. So I am seeing what seems to be your leg length difference for sure, right? On the left. Sorry, on the right.
So that's playing a little bit of a...
You know what, babe? We're just recording a video for school, so that's okay. Give me a few minutes, okay?
We'll be in
We'll
shortly.
be in shortly.
I just have to shower here. I can check my list. I did lights and recycle trash after dinner.
Have a shower.
And that's gonna be my last thing, and then can I go first?
Yep. All right.
Sorry for interrupting.
No. We're gonna work on that one, huh? All right. So I'm not gonna do anything with your hips today,
But you can think about it.
but I can think about it. Yep. I see what you're saying. I can see the leg length difference. But you said you wear your insert,
I do.
your lift
Yeah.
regularly with your shoes. Like you're wearing them today? Okay. Okay.
If I
that's
don't
awesome.
wear them, I really feel it in my hips so bad.
Yeah, okay. So let's try another motion. In just where you're sitting, I'll demonstrate you'll start with your legs crossed. And I just want you to drag your heel up your shin.
Starting with which leg would
Let's
you...
put your right crossed on top of it, but you can stay laying down. Sorry, I was just demonstrating sitting up, so you can see, but you can stay laying down. Yeah, that's what I prefer.
So the right over the
On
left.
top of the right, yeah, and just totally relax. Let the leg relax there. Take an inhale and exhale. Just let your body relax. And let's again try to keep these movements slowly, but drag that. So you got that lateral side of your heel on your shin. Yeah, drag that up the shin. How does that feel?
Weird.
In what way is it weird?
Because it feels like when I'm down here and the
Okay.
leg is splayed, the knee's splayed to the right,
Mm-hmm.
and as I come up slowly on the shin, I feel the knee wants to come more towards the medial side of it. And
Okay.
when I'm finished, completed the action, then I have so much room to let it splay, the knee splay
Okay.
out to the right.
Okay.
It'll be interesting what the left will do. It'll be two totally different things. Keeping in mind that the right hip has hip dysplasia.
So let's
You want to do it again?
Actually, I'd like you to start again, and I would like you to go up and then go down.
Oh, okay.
And can you do it one more time and place your hand like we did last time, half on your ribs, half on your abdomen?
I'm breathing.
Coordinating the breath with the movement.
Yeah.
Very nice. One more time. All right, and could you switch legs for me? We'll cross the left over the right. And you can do the same movement all the way up and then slide back down. All right, you can uncross and relax. How did the left side feel compared to the right?
It feels like there's I can feel more pressure in this area here.
Okay, your inner thigh area?
Yeah, in the inner thigh than I did the other one.
Almost looks like to me that it was also a little bit jerky. Wasn't quite as smooth as the right leg. Like the right leg had a nice slide in and out. You used your breath on both?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yeah, because there's some restriction in there.
Okay.
I can
Inner
feel it.
thigh. Is it tender, painful, uncomfortable?
Slightly uncomfortable,
Slightly uncomfortable.
but it's not gonna hurt anything. I just can feel the resistance.
Okay.
It's almost like say that like there's a bone spur or something kind of catching a
Okay.
ligament action or something.
And with your hands on your ribcage and abdomen, did you feel anything?
No. There's no action with the ribcage.
I
It's
didn't feel
isolated.
anything. Yeah, I didn't feel.
Totally isolated.
I didn't see any bracing or any
No.
tensing or
No.
twisting. Nope, we feel comfortable that was nice and
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
that there's probably something jagged in there that.
okay.
What a great case, huh? You got a doozy, that's for sure.
Okay.